Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, sis.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, we have waited for about 4 minutes. Thank you for being on time once again. Then, firstly, I hope you have a good condition, yeah, today, whether we do not meet face to face, yeah, directly, but through this online learning, I hope we can share something, whether it is still about first meeting, yeah. It is also recorded, yeah, so your attendance will be counted by this recording. This class has many students, yeah, more than 20. So I'm glad to have this class. Our topic related with semantic and pragmatic. Semantic and pragmatic, yeah, have several prerequisite course from the introduction to linguistics, then English phonology with the previous curriculum, yeah, and then next we have syntax, English syntax, then we have semantic pragmatics. Nah, I will share today's material, yeah, but before that, in the beginning, I will share whether you have attended the socialization related with the new curriculum, yeah. We have 2021 curriculum. Previously, yeah, we had been working with 2017 curriculum. So for you, for those from 2018, 2016, 2019, ya, you have the changing. So please be aware. Ya, itu urusan bimbingan KRS dan lain-lain ya. But related with this course and other courses, ya, our characteristic of the course will be a bit different. We have outcome-based education in MBKM, ya, Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka. We have OBE, outcome-based education. What is that? Yeah, one of the purpose to make inline the graduation profile later on, your competence later on to the working field outside that. Related with this course specifically, yeah, we will have outcome in the end of this semester. Whether we will achieve it step by step, ya. So you will have, it's called by ASN. Nanti bisa dilihat di slide atau besok di sianya, ya. ASN represent the sub CPMK, ya, capaian mata kuliah. Ada sub-subnya. Nah, teman-teman, you need to pass every sub CPMK, ya. It will be written ASN. Nanti namanya ASN 1, ASN 2, ASN 3, ASN 4, ya, till 8. But the amount of the number depends on the characteristic of each course. Jadi nanti kalau mata kuliah 1A beda dengan mata kuliah yang lain, jumlahnya itu that's normal because each course has different outcome base, different characteristic. How about the mid-exam and final examination? Ya, the two of ASN, ya, salah dua dari ASN-nya akan dijadikan UTS dan UAS. Nah, tapi di tengah-tengahnya akan bisa disisipi, ya. It will be got some like language, ya, in fixes, ya, blended with the other assignment ASN. Okay, that's the early information, yeah. We will discuss more, but let's start with our class sharing, ya. Okay. We will start whether this is first meeting, but we need to know as a basic layer related with semantic pragmatic. Yeah, we'll discuss about it a bit. That's why if you want to say something, you can open your mic or raise your hand, or I will call you ya randomly ya.
Bilang sebentar ya, kelas dulu ya. Mau nyatet nih.
Yeah, don't forget to take a note if you need. Yeah, that's good. Now, what do you think about it? Yeah, we have a picture. It's very basic, yeah, thing. It is not the complicated one, the complicated question. So maybe one of you will try to answer it. What is it? Mbak Linda tadi yang datang pertama, Mbak Linda.
Red flag, sir.
Red flag. Okay, I will ask another one, Mbak Stella Maris. Halo Mbak Stella.
Red flag.
Same with Mbak Linda ya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, once again, maybe Mbak Astrid.
Red flag, sir.
Where is it, Mbak Astrid?
Sorry, sir.
Where is the location of the red flag?
Mana ya?
Or what is the purpose? Do you know about it?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you ya, Mbak Astrid. Now we'll go to the next picture. I will ask the other students, yeah, for warming up. This is not the difficult or complicated questions, yeah, just as our introduction. Mbak Leticia, yeah, Mbak Leticia. The same question. What is it? What do you think about it? Hello, Mbak Leticia. Not yet. Can you hear me?
Hello, sure.
Yeah. What is it? For the second
About danger.
danger. What kind of danger? Is that about wild animal? Is that about eruption for the volcano? For what it is about? Danger about what? Not yet. Okay, Mbak Adelia. What do you think about it?
It gives a warning of a bad or dangerous situation.
A bad or dangerous situation. For what situation?
In this picture, maybe in the beach.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. In the beach, it's very complete. Yeah. It's about warning, dangerous situation about the beach. So we are not allowed to go outside of the border. Yeah. There is a red flag to indicate the border. So there will be unsafety things. Yeah. It will ban or it will be punished, or there is a little there is other consequences like a danger if we pass this one. Okay, then the last one, yeah, Mbak Chika, but the question is different, yeah. Can you conclude about those two pictures? What are the differences? What do you think? What do you get from those two pictures discussion, Mbak Chika? RST. From this picture to this picture, what do you think? Halo, Mbak Chika? Okay.
Maybe
Malaysia.
warning flag holders because the beach danger to swimming. Maybe.
So, what is your relation with this?
Uh,
Can you
Um,
say answer the same way, Mbak Linda, with this picture?
I don't know, sir.
Yeah, that's why. That's the correct answer. The answer I don't know is the correct answer. Why? Yeah, let's conclude. Yeah, thank you for several activeness. We have Mbak Linda, Mbak Stella, Mbak Astrid, yeah, Mbak Leticia, and Mbak Adelia. If we have a highlight of the current conclusion, yeah, this picture just show us a limited context. We can say if this is a red flag, this is a red alert, this is, yeah. But if we answer it about the detail, we cannot make it sure. Is it on the peak of the mountain? It is in the near of the house, or this is on the beach? Yeah, we don't know. Why? Because it has limited information. It is about context. Why Mbak Leticia, Mbak Adelia can answer it correctly in this picture and more information than the first one? Because it is given the complete information, complete context. Then red symbolize tadi ya, as a sign of danger. Why it is red? Why the other context red symbolize another thing? Sebelum kita simpulkan lanjut ya, we will wrap it up later on. Now I will give you a chance to make kind of opinion related to the third picture ya. Mbak Tisha, what do you think about this situation, Mbak Tisha? Mbak Tisha Nur?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, what do you
Can you
think?
hear my voice?
Yeah, what do you think about this picture, this situation?
Okay. So based on my experience,
Uh-huh.
this is the flag is mentioning or there's some meaning if someone's just died.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so you can
To
say like that
mention.
because in your experience, yeah, you have
Yes.
this kind of understanding. Thank you. Yeah. It shows that there is someone died, Pak Tisha, like that.
Yes, sir.
This is about burial ceremony, or in the other formal word, this is about what's that? Funeral. Yeah, there is a funeral. If someone died, then there is a funeral after that. Then the nearby environment to guide how to give the information that there is someone died nearby, there will be a funeral. Yeah, it's indicated by a yellow flag. Whether in other places, yeah, they use white flag, right, and other sign in Indonesia. Okay, then about this, the same color with the same fabric, yeah, but the different place. What do you think about it, Mbak Diah Astri? What do you think about this yellow thing?
I think this is the flags for prayer, sir.
Yeah, yeah, that's also good. Thank you, Mbak Tia. Ya, it gives us information that the place is for praying, for example, or this is a sacred place. Yeah, the holy place. Okay, then the first and the second picture show us about context. So us about giving information. Now, with the same thing, with the detailed context, it can give us different information because it's different place, right? Different culture. Ya, later on you will have or you have had a cross-cultural understanding, ya. You got about it. So this show us about what we are going to learn, but from the basic way. Jadi ini kita pelan-pelan. From the basic things, we analyze information on symbol, on sign. Nah, knowledge that study about this, it's called semiotic. Jadi kita pengantarnya, sebelum ke semantik pragmatik, kita harus tahu dulu itu apa semiotik. Semiotik ilmu yang mempelajari makna simbol, ya. Oke. The study of meaning in general. Jadi ini masih umum dulu. Is done by semiotic. Semiotic studies how sign mean. That is how we can make one thing stand for another. A signifier or stand for signified. Nah, itu. Jadi ilmu tentang ya. Itu we have semiotic. Nah, seperti ini. If we experience, kenapa tadi beberapa kok bisa tahu Mbak Tisha kalau itu ada pemakaman, karena berdasarkan pengalaman saya, Pak. Nah, betul. The experience based on our 5 senses. Yeah, who knows that the other one have 6 senses, Pak. Currently, yeah, based on the knowledge, we have 5 senses experience. That's why we can have semiotic competence. By what? By this getting understanding of something. Jadi kita proses memperoleh pemahaman itu dari ini. Ya, fine. We have ever seen elephant, then we had the concept of elephant. Whether this is written or drawn in abstract way, not in details like a beautiful drawing, but just in abstract way, we can show, oh, this is concept of elephant. Why? Because we have an experience previously. We have seen it, we have watched it in television, we have read it in a newspaper, magazine, for example, and many things. Not just about visual or about hearing. We can experience it by the smell. If we smell something, then we can get it. Oh, this is the smell of a bread. Toast bread, for example. Ya kan? Itu teori dari kita memiliki pemahaman konsep untuk makna atau simbol, ya. Bisa nggak orang yang belum pernah melihat gajah itu tahu tentang gajah? Belum pernah mengalaminya, pengalaman dalam hidupnya melalui 5 senses. Whether this is watching television, internet, another new media, ya. The answer is no. Yeah, this is real. Ada there are so many authentic samples, ya. In Cambodia, if I'm not mistaken, ya. The 2 males live for 40 years in the forest, and they don't know about female because this is son and father. That there is a female exists, the son, yeah, because the father keep it secret. That's the reality. Yeah, I will share because this is a basic concept, yeah. As a language learner, maybe you like to watch a movie, yeah. Do not just study through book, yeah. We can study, we can be aware of our surrounding, yeah. Be sensitive of our situation in the nearby situation or this local culture situation and many things, yeah. That's why in the movie I got one movie that really was that show about this thing that if someone have never experienced a thing, he do not know that thing. Yeah. For example, in the movie is about a movie. There is a seal, ya, a kingdom seal. Ada itu namanya kingdom seal, ya. Apa cap kerajaan zaman dulu. A long time ago there is a kingdom seal in a country, ya. Sorry, in a kingdom. And then it's very powerful. This thing is very powerful. Yeah, whoever has it can rule the country because the emperor need to have this seal. But because the seal was sent, yeah, travel by the sea to the kingdom, to the palace, yeah, it's brought by soldier, but on the way on the sea, the ship was wrecked because it got hidden by a whale, yeah, a big whale, and then all the ship are wrecked. Then the seal kingdom are drowned and was swollen, yeah, eaten, swollen by that whale. Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, because this is a movie, yeah, fiction, yeah, eaten, then it's gone, right? But the whale who is eaten, sorry, who have eaten the kingdom seal has a sign that there is a flag over there, because it is a flag of the ship that is wrecked, then it's got deep into the whale skin. Oh, that whale that has flag, that's the one who has swollen the seal. In a short way, ya, karena this is just about giving authentic samples by story, ya. I tell you a story about a movie. Then there is an announcement across the country that who can bring the seal back can get the high position in this kingdom, ya, by the king. Okay, then all people try to find this out. Then there is a union that consists of, at that time, yeah, the current union, pirates, do you know pirates, and bandits, whether they're a bad guy, but because of this seal, they become one. In short way, saya cerita singkatnya saja, in the short way, the bandit that merely live on the dry land, ya, belum pernah itu dia ke laut, ya, di daratan terus hidupnya, ya. That bandit and that movie, ya, asked to the pirate, they live in ocean, right? They know about ocean well. Then the bandit say, do you know the information that the kingdom seal was swollen by the whale? Yeah. So what is whale? The bandit asked to the pirate. The pirate said that the whale is an animal that is bigger than the house, than our normal house. Then the bandit got angry. They felt that they got tricked by the pirates. Then they bullied the pirates. They hit the pirates, because this is comedy movie, yeah. Then after that, do not make a joke. Please tell us, what is the whale? The bandit still didn't believe in that movie, yeah, in the beginning. Then the pirates, with the swollen face, say that, okay, the other information is that the whale is a mammal and it has it can breathe, yeah, the whale can breathe through his back. Then they bullied again. Nah, in the short way, in the end of the peak of the story, yeah, then the bandit try to realize, yeah. In the first, he questioned about how come a fish is a mammal? A mammal can swim, a mammal can sing, yeah. How can a mammal have or can breathe on the back? Nah, setelah melihat secara langsung, get known about it, but previously don't know. That's why our five sense to get the experience or our life is important. So as a language learner, ini dasarnya, ya, you know well about this. Jadi every person has different knowledge, have different background. So their understanding into these things, this visual thing, this definition, this terminology is different each other. So as a language learner, as a good language learner, you can maintain it well. When you talk to someone who is smarter than you try to cover it up. But if you talk someone who do not know all about what you have known, you can load down your word choice. For example, the choosing of the word choice. Then you can try to make a simple vocabulary, then to circle them. Nah, gitu. Ini makna pertemuan pertama, kita harus tahu konsep-konsep ini ya, untuk makna dan lainnya. Coba kita tahu, I will mix it in bahasa. Jadi saat pembelajar bahasa yang baik itu harus bisa menyesuaikan. Besok jadi guru juga menyesuaikan. Misalnya sebelum guru, KKN di lapangan, ketemu dengan ibu-ibu misalnya di pasar, gendong pasar itu ada KKN di, lalu bilang, Bu, silabus kita untuk pertemuan ini ada RPP. Silabus itu makanan apa, RPP makanan apa. Dari hal simpel seperti anak-anak bahasa harus tahu. Ya, itu. Load down your word choice. Ya. Lalu kedua, kalau jadi guru, saya mengamati reality, tidak hanya cerita ya, banyak informasi, berita. Misalnya ada ini ya, mungkin lupa karena tidak semua ya, ada 1-2 lupa. Anak itu belum tahu ini atau tahap perkembangannya itu belum sampai ini, diajari dipaksa ini dan belum bisa. Mungkin tentang bahasa. For young learners, anak kelas 2, anak kelas 1 atau baru masuk, ya memang tahap perkembangannya seperti itu, dipaksa untuk lebih. Ya, harus hati-hati ya, karena anak bahasa harus tahu, oh, we need to load down that one. Oke. Dan related about the semiotic ya, we need to know about icon, what is index, what is symbol. Nah, itu. Nah, sekarang ini sign versus symbol dulu. Nah, sign has meaning, kita baca ya, teman-teman bisa baca. Sign has a meaning independent of convention. For example, light radiated from a hot body is a signal indicating a source of light. And thunder is a signal indicating lightning. The shape of a signals increase your information and provide a basis for updating your expectation, updating our knowledge. Ya, get our knowledge. This is sign, independent from convention. Kalau symbol on the other hand has the only meanings agreed by convention. And as such, a symbol always represents something else. For example, tadi itu yang light ya, the symbol light means nothing to someone who doesn't already know the meaning of the word. Yeah, a symbol has meaning only in explicitly agreed context, as there is no causal connection to that signified. Paham maksudnya dari sign versus symbol secara singkat? Ya. Bentar, saya akan coba tanya ke Mbak Nilo. Halo Mbak Nilo. Nah, thank you for making your cam on ya. Semuanya juga tidak wajib ya karena untuk internet connection. Mbak Nilo, have you ever seen a movie about Flash?
I think no.
Okay. How about the movie related with what's Black Adam?
It also no, sir.
No, sir. Then, okay. Who have already watched the Flash movie or apa itu? The movie with the Batman, with the Aquaman.
Oh, you mean the superhero?
Yeah, the
sir?
superhero.
Superhero
the
movie?
movie.
Yes, I know
Yes.
that.
Yes,
Mbak
I
Nilo,
already
about
watched
Flash.
it.
Flash
Yes,
movie.
I know, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you ya. Mbak
Aquaman
Nilo.
only. Aquaman.
Nah, do you know the symbol?
Oh, lightning?
The Flash lightning, yeah. Lightning. If Mbak Tisha, for example, or Mbak Nilo ask about it to your grandfather or grandmother, for example, that actually they don't know yet the movie, yeah, they will, what is it? But this is symbol of Flash, for example, a symbol of a superhero. But they know, this is PLN. Nah, itulah simbol. Nah, simbol itu kita tahu, itu simbol, oh, after knowing this, watching this, oh, this is flash, for example. Karena ada kostumnya ya, bukan itu. Oh, kalau ada mobil di dekat rumah kita, sedang memperbaiki listrik, ada simbolnya itu, oh, itu simbol PLN. Because we have known the experience of our life. Pernah melihat, pernah mendengar, pernah membaca. Dan itu agreed by a convention, social convention tadi. Ya, ini simbol. Jadi kalau di movie itu sudah disepakati secara tidak langsung oleh sutradara, oleh audiens ya, secara tidak sadar kalau itu sudah sepakat itu simbolnya. Kalau yang nggak tahu atau outside of that community, ya they do not know that that is a symbol of flash. Itu. Tapi kalau sign ada misalnya ada there is a light dan there is a thunder, itu bukan kesepakatan masyarakat itu ya, itu sudah alam. Itu sign ya, itu secara harafiah perbedaan sign dan simbol seperti itu dasarnya ya, tapi kita tarik from the definition kalau ya itu sign is independent of convention, kalau symbol has a social convention. Two of them represent thing ya, tetap represent things, tapi perbedaannya the sign independent of convention, symbol has a direct convention. Okay. Sekarang saya tanya ya, sudah banyak masukan, input-input ke kita. Mbak Vina, can I hear you?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep, thank you, Mbak Vina. It's very clear. Mbak Vina, after discussing till sign versus symbol, in the third picture that we have this, yeah, picture about yellow flag, it is symbol or sign? Nah,
It's symbol.
symbol. Why symbol?
It has social convention.
Very good. Nah, itu berarti pemahamannya oke ya. This has social convention. Kenapa? Di tempat lain ada loh yang nggak ada seperti ini. There is no kind of yellow flag or with a different color. Loh, kok beda-beda? Nah, itu social convention. If we see the funeral in India, it will be different. They will have different symbol ya, with the cremation. And for example, with other culture in Toraja, in many places, it will be different. So the response of Mbak Vina is correct ya. Thank you. Okay, let's move to another one. Nah, we add with another point ya. After knowing about semiotic symbol, lalu apa yang membedakan dalam hal makna ini antara human and animal? Based on Keder, we got the 3 points. The first is stimulus free. Salah satunya nanti kalau teman-teman mau menjabarkan ya. Stimulus free. Thing that make us different with animal. Can animal communicate with each other? Yes, they can have a simple communication. Show something. If there is an anger, they angry ya. Or the other animal treat the territory, or they want to get sexual intercourse, or they want they got hungry, for example. Just about that the very simple communication. But the difference is human can do this. Stimulus free. What is stimulus free? Stimulus free means that the person able to talk about vast number of things which come from accumulated knowledge, memory, and imagination. Jadi kayak ini Pak Hari itu gambleh ini bisa ngomong ini cerita itu ya karena itu stimulus free that make us different with animal. Then creative, always producing new utterances which other understand. So we can explain this thing, explain that thing ya in a creative way, producing new utterances. Terutama dalam ini, kalau teman-teman tahu syntax dulu ya, morphology and syntax, yang mostly creative is about closed, ya, is about close word. Sorry, open word. If close word, it less creative. Karena close word itu kan ada pronoun dan lainnya hanya seberapa persen ya yang berubah. Contoh, though, you, how great thou art. If you read several literature that. But for noun, for example, it has million of changing, million of variation. Dulu zaman saya kecil, dulu belum ada kata jomblo. Lalu elementary school, we get a new vocabulary in bahasa jomblo. Then blah, blah, blah. Many things like we have kind of click word, blended, and other one. In English, they have two. Like there is no such kind of busted, then there is busted, yeah, and many things. Creating a new word, terutama Indonesia, our language, ya, represent our culture, ya, show us very flexible in producing, ya, this creativity, producing new utterances. Ya, misalnya dulu belum ada walian, ada di bahasa walian, ya, Sam misalnya in Malang or in Eastern Java, Mas Sam. Nah, itu Sam is the creating of new utterances based on different pattern. Then the other vocabulary, misalnya there is no invention about COVID. Now ada kata-kata COVID. Nah, that's new utterance, ya, because finding a new disease, a new thing, pandemic. Yeah, this is one of creative thing in the language. Then arbitrariness. Apa itu? Freedom from context is possible only because language is conventional. Kalau animal itu dia at that time, at that place. Nggak bisa ngomong, oh besok bulan depan itu hari raya besar, Idul Adha misalnya. Kita mau di ini ya, bunuh. Nggak bisa. Talking about future. Atau talking about past. Talking about another situation. But we can say that, okay, last week, example, Mbak Aina tell to your friends about last week, I went to mall. Now we need to install, ya, Peduli Lindungi dan bla bla bla. That's about out of context, freedom from context. Or we as human can have a direct understanding related with that out of the context to our imagination related with language and semiotic. Yeah. For example, you talk to your friend about this. Please imagine that you have a mango or you have a lemon in front of you. Then you cut the lemon, you take a piece of lemon and you eat it. You taste it, that lemon in your tongue, in your mouth. Lalu ada dari saliva, lalu kemecer ya bahasa Jawa nih. Nah itu that's the very concrete example of freedom from context. Kita langsung bisa membayangkan seberapa masamnya itu lemon ya, karena pernah mengalaminya. Jadi diceritakan itu sudah menambah ini ya, produksi saliva di mulut kita. Nah itu that's the human versus animal. Then many kinds of semiotic as a basic of meaning that we need to know. Okay, then Mbak Aina, can you give a sample about this? What the picture of this, Mbak Aina?
Is it the mouse
Mouse,
or
yeah, it's quite a children drawing ya. Okay. What do you think, Mbak Aina? Still mouse ya. Then Mbak Yohana, Rafael. So the picture is it, Mbak Yohana?
I think it's look like a cat and what, a bird.
Bird, yeah. Okay, then bentar ya. Oke, 1 menit ya. Maaf, harus tanda tangan transkrip ya. Jadi we'll continue. Tadi Mbak, tadi siapa ya yang terakhir ya?
Yohana, sir.
Oh, Mbak Yohana. Ya, Mbak Yohana.
Yes, sir.
Cat ya, and bird, for example, or what. Nah, itu we can have it because when you look at your screen, mungkin ada yang pakai HP, ada yang pakai laptop, sambil baring-baring, atau duduk, atau landscape, atau portrait, itu akan beda. Like this. Yeah, this is not a very clear picture, but this is a children drawing, ya. So here, if we have a landscape position, landscape point of view, we can say that this is a bird and a chick, yeah. And then here in this portrait position, we have a rabbit and a cat as a child drawing once again, yeah. Based on this analogy of visual experience, visual analysis, our analysis later on related with language, related with meaning, it depends on how our position to see that thing. Our position is landscape or portrait. It means our point of view. Jadi nanti sebagai pembelajar bahasa yang berkaitan dengan makna atau sesuatu yang sudah nanti dalam pragmatik apalagi ya, depends on the context tadi, can have more than one interpretation from one perception. Nah, makanya ini sebagai oleh-oleh dasarnya juga lagi, process of getting information in meaning itu diawali dengan perception from this. Sudut pandangnya apa dulu nih? What kind of our perception? Seperti itu. Lalu kita mengidentifikasi. We have identification in our mind, ya, our critical thinking, then we produce it with our interpretation. Jadi interpretasi, persepsi, kalau persepsi itu awalnya. Pemerolehan mau dianalisis dari sudut pandang apa, ya, that's perception. Then interpretation is our product in getting the information. Oh, jadinya saya menginterpretasikan seperti ini. That's one, ya. Misalnya tadi yang busted, tadi yang pernah berkembangnya bahasa ya, busted. Kalau generasinya misalnya that's the grandfather or grandfather will define busted in a different way, ya. Misalnya itu busted maknanya yang ada anak muda yang sekarang you are busted. Nah, itu nanti bisa tertangkap basah misalnya. Nah, kalau generasi tuanya nanti that's busted is about the dirty things and extra. Nah, itu bisa berbeda-beda. Karena apa? Persepsi. Persepsi dari macam-macam. Tadi dari generasi, ya. Generasi tua, generasi muda bisa beda. Atau generasi tengah-tengah nanti juga beda lagi. Itu berdasarkan persepsi. Apalagi berdasarkan hal lain. For example, gender, ethnicity, ya, gitu. Satu kata beda etnik, ya. Misalnya, gedang dalam Jawa Barat maknanya apa, dalam bahasa Jawa Timur apa. Lalu misalnya ada yang tanya, oh wes mari kowe, in Javanese language ya, mari apa, mari loro, apa mari rampung, nah beda. Ya, Jawa Timur mari itu ternyata itu, nah itu dari pemahaman karena dialek, karena beda lokasi, ya, belum beda bahasa, belum itu tadi kalau sama-sama bahasa belum beda generasi dan lainnya. So this is the process of getting information, ya, perception, identification, and interpretation. Oke, lalu closingnya kalau untuk siapa yang mempelajari makna, many field study meaning, psychologists study meaning because they are interested, ya, in how the human mind seeks meaning and work with them. The philosopher, yeah, they talk about true, proposition, presupposition, fact, consequent, contradictory, related, and unrelated. Nah, kalau ada teman yang dari jurusan filsafat ya, kadang ya karakternya unik juga. Bisa karena ini memang belajar tentang true, presupposition, gitu. Jadi kadang yang anak-anak bahasa itu lumayan ya, nggak terlalu mendalam juga tentang true, presupposition, fact itu. Misalnya di sini ada contohnya ya, Mas Ibnu itu mau boncengin cewek, ceweknya bilang, ayo mau nggak tak boncengin? Tak boncengin, langsung debat di situ. Tak boncengin itu artinya kamu ini meremehkan karena itu menandakan bahwa kamu memiliki kuasa yang lebih kepada saya. Ini dalam feminisme, nah, bisa macam-macam. Itu kalau kita mengulik tentang true, presupposition, fact. Tapi bahasa ada, tapi tidak terlalu mendalam seperti itu ya. Dan linguist, nah, tentang ilmu bahasa, how language work. Jadi kita talk about meaning, semiotic, ya, semantic, pragmatic to get how language work. That's about this. Nah, nanti referensi, definisi itu theoretical things ya. Pemahamannya teman-teman sudah cuma bisa dicari ya, referensi dari berbagai expert, from several expert. Semantic is the systematic study of meaning. Bedanya kalau semantik itu makna saja, kalau pragmatik ya karena di awal, nanti pragmatik setelah UTS ya. Pragmatic is meaning in the context. Nah, untuk mengetahuinya, terutama semantik, you need to know about the semantic triangle. About thought, symbol, reference. Thought symbolize symbol, symbol stand for reference, concept refers to reference, and etc. Jadi dalam kita itu ada sesuatu di dalam mental abstrak otak kita, pemikiran kita. Kita simbolkan melalui kata-kata, melalui bahasa, melalui huruf. Lalu kita merefer ke sesuatu itu memang ada di realita, yaitu the reference, the physical object. Walaupun itu physical object atau dalam hal, misalnya we talk about adjective ya, tapi bisa kita buktikan secara nyata, kita experience-kan secara nyata di kehidupan. That about semantic, the triangle. Nah, makna tadi ya. Jadi kalau semantik itu sesuai dengan konteksnya. Sekarang saya mau nanya Mas Yusril. Can you hear me, Mas Yusril? Mas Yusril? Mas Rama? Halo? Oke, Mas Mugi. Saya ganti Mas Mugi.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about this baby sale work? What do you think? What is it about?
About discount product of baby's product.
Thank you ya. Mas
Yeah,
Mugi
has
ya.
discount.
Tadi Mas Rama belum. Mas Chandra.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the same opinion with this?
Yes, maybe, sir, about selling the product about dot like that, like milk for baby, discount like that, or the item.
Okay, thank you ya Mas Chandra ya.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this one can relate with that. But in another situation, if it is about a crime, yeah, this is the real or the literal meaning of baby sale. Yeah, in China, it is based on the fact, yeah, there is a baby sale, child trafficking. 54,000 children rescued, bayangkan. Can you imagine? Rescued, yang tidak diselamatkan atau yang belum terselamatkan berapa sendiri? That's in one country. Walaupun Cina itu jumlah warganya miliaran ya. Okay, but we have this situation for baby sale. Dan di other context, nah ini pragmatik. Kalau kita tentang konteks tadi ya baby sale, the meaning is about selling a baby. But this one, baby sale in this context is about selling the baby equipment, baby tools. Baby tools mean is about the clothes, yeah, about we can have kind of what that diapers, about the baby bag, many things, yeah. Yeah, that's how we deals with the baby sale. Nah, oke, ya, Mbak Diana, Ria. Atau Mas Andi dulu, Mas Andi. Mas Andi. Halo Mas Andi. Or Mbak Yasinta Billy. Halo Mbak Yasinta, Mas Andi, Mbak Diana. Bisa mendengar? Can you hear me, Mbak
Hello,
Yasinta?
sir.
Ya, please read this aloud. Ya, loudly, please.
Come here.
Nah, oke. Itu ya. Dan Mbak Diana. Kalau lainnya Mas Ibnu. Mas Ibnu Bagas.
Diana.
Yes, sir.
Oh ya, Ibnu dulu ya. Can you read this loudly?
Come here.
Come here. Thank you. Dan Mbak Diana tadi sudah respon ya? Can you read it loudly?
Here.
Once again?
Come here.
Ya. Oke, we have 3 utterances from one sentence. Ya, kita akan bisa baca diskusikan utterance apa, sentence apa next meeting ya. Tapi from this case itu sebagai pengantar ya. In every same sentence here, for example, come here, we have the phrasal verb here, come here ya. It can have different tadi ya, perception and interpretation based on different one. Bentar ya, ada telepon nanti. Sepertinya penting nih. Setengah menit atau 1 menit ya. Halo Pak Luki. Yeah, so sorry for the interruption because it's related with the curriculum and also with the report of Pak Luki ya. Now we'll continue tadi ya. Tadi saya resume. Nah, come here. Nah, ini beda-beda nanti if we study about the process of getting information, nanti kita akan bedakan maknanya semantik itu come here itu ke sini, tapi dengan lebih detail di pragmatik nanti bisa bermacam-macam ya. Come here towards the speaker, distance, ya, location, with angry, for example. Nah, ini based on the detail context. We know verbal and non-verbal because in language theory, non-verbal can say many things with the gesture, with the facial expression. Ya, teman-teman nanti paham. Apalagi diucapkan. Tadi yang pakai nada tinggi misalnya come here atau pakai come here slowly, then with the big voice, it will be different. Ya, with come here, with smiling but with a different intention, with come here with this expression, with come here mau ngajak gelut ya dan lain-lain, with come here. So we got many things. So you need to study about pragmatic and semantic. This is the important things. So it can help you in communication, in applied the language. Ya, pragmatic and semantic. Nah, tadi banyak teori tentang semantik pragmatik, definisinya juga banyak. Ini saya ambil yang unik ya dari Griffith. Itu analogi banget. We use the analogy. Kalau di sini Griffith menganalogikan semantic is the study of toolkit ya. The study of toolkit for meaning, knowledge encoded in the vocabulary of the language. Jadi kayak gitu toolkit. Kalau yang pragmatic is concerned with the use of these tools in meaningful communication. The use of these tools. Nah, kalau semantik itu you see the dictionary. For example, what's that has several meaning in English ya. We have the word bow, ya, bow with this one, bowing our word to respect others. Bow, not just about respect, but bow because someone go lose in the fighting. For example, in the war, he bowed to me because he need to follow the instruction and acting like a slave. Nah, itu ada banyak maknanya bow itu. Toolkit, seperti toolkit. Nah, nggak salah bilang the meaning is like this, the meaning is like this. If pragmatics, we apply that in the certain context. Misalnya in the movie, the King Arthur fight with the barbarian, then the barbarian lose, then they will bow to King Arthur. Berarti the bow meaning bukan seperti semantik yang banyak tadi, yang memang ini ya bisa, tapi sudah pasti sudah karena mengacu ke konteks ya, direct to the context that the bow means about follow the order, knowing it de facto de jure about the power. Nah, that's about the pragmatic and semantic in general, and it started with the semiotic discussion. Tadi kita awali dengan sign and symbol discussions ya, and then continue with several information related what is the difference between sign and symbol, then related about how we can process of information through language ya, through 5 senses, then how we get it processed by perception, analytical thinking, yeah, and also with interpretation. Then we got the still, yeah, general differences between semantic and pragmatic. Ya, itu that's all. Penutupnya adalah ini masih belum saya rubah ya. Attendance, task, midterm, and final. Sorry, yang slide ini belum saya rubah. Ini kita nanti ganti ke ASN, ASN, ASN ya. ASN 1, 20 atau 25%, ASN 2, 20 atau 25%, depends to our subtopic. Nah, ini gradingnya tetap berdasarkan SK Rektor, lalu post grade-nya ini introduction to semantic, language in use, types of meaning, dimension of meaning, lexical semantic, figurative language, function of word of category. Function and word and categories of meaning. Jadi sebelum meet kita belajar tentang itu. Besok tentang language in use, dan types of meaning, dimension of meaning, lexical semantic, language in use nanti bisa ke what is the differences between sentence, word and utterance ya, sentence meaning, utterance meaning itu minggu depan. Kemudian types of meaning, dimension of meaning, lexical semantic, figurative language, function, word and categories of meaning. Lalu setelah meet atau ini bisa subject to change ya, nanti kalau kita bisa blend, pragmatiknya bisa tambah banyak. Reference and indexes, then we discuss about pragmatics, we'll discuss about speech act, we'll discuss about cooperative principle, we'll discuss about politeness strategy, CDA, this and that. Lalu ada ini, sampel ya, sekilas tentang research on pragmatic. Nah, itu targetnya, outcome base-nya teman-teman memahami tentang semantik, pragmatik. Nanti untuk beberapa sudah ada skripsi ya, sudah proposal. Kalau yang belum, nanti bisa juga mulai dengan pragmatik, silahkan, atau semantik, atau sebelum-sebelumnya ya, mau pakai sosiolinguistik, kalau di intro to link sekilas ya, atau mau pakai critical discourse analysis, atau mau pakai psycholinguistik ya, bebas. Nah, untuk memotivasi beberapa ini best practices from UMB students ya, yang sudah yang beberapa tahun yang lalu, yang tahun ini belum saya masukkan. Ya, ini ada Mbak Yayu, study about politeness strategy ya, and the main characters in the interview movie script. Once again, not always movie ya, nggak harus film, harus bisa real conversation, itu bisa malah lebih pembaharuannya keren ya, novelty-nya. Mbak ini Lina, ini tentang understanding the maxims ya. Dan Mbak Tri Lestari yang paling kanan ini tentang analysis of speech act in a short movie, speech act ya. Lalu Mbak Emi itu ini sebenarnya code switching and code mixing, cenderung ke sosiolinguistik dan 1001 umat istilahnya ya. This is very common title. Tapi kenapa di ACC? Karena ini novelty-nya ada di utterances, teacher utterances in SMAN 1 Segan. Ya, masih jarang yang meneliti produk conversation di lapangan. Ya, apalagi di sekolah. Kemudian Mbak Sabrina, ini Ketua ESA 2017 kalau nggak salah ya. Analysis of maxim floating and maxim hedging on the Wolf of Wall Street ya. Kemudian ada Mbak Siti ini ya, tentang Deixis in Emma Movie. Kemudian ada Mas Afan, walaupun belum berbentuk produk skripsi ya ini, tapi tentang slang use in Western Tourist at Prawiro Taman Street ya, pernah diteliti karena Mas Afan bekerja di Prawiro Taman, sekalian ngambil data saat ada di restorannya, conversation-nya. Mas Ilwin tentang implicature use in the debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Lalu ada Mas Fahril, ini kakak-kakak angkatan kalian ya, tentang Jakarta Post yang tentang structural, lexical and structural ambiguity. Kemudian ini Mas Taufik tentang presupposition found in the Conjuring movie. Tapi movie-nya saat itu juga, tahun itu juga ya, tidak berapa tahun sebelumnya ya. The novelty is about the year of the movie. The line about the popularity, the relation with the topic, and extra. Then this one Mbak Yuanita, seperti Mas Afan, Mbak Yuanita itu kerja di itu via travel itu. Kalau via restorannya kan kayak filmnya AADC ya. Yang kedua itu ada di Prawiro Taman juga. Itu meneliti langsung di situ juga sekalian. Tempatnya bekerja sekaligus mengambil data. Kemudian Mbak Astrita, ini setelah Mbak Sabrina, ketua ESA-nya kan Mbak Astrita ya. Dan Mbak Astrita have a research related with euphemism on ELT. Jadi English language teaching, pembelajarannya, tapi dianalisis tentang penggunaan bahasanya. Euphemism. Ya, like in bahasa, you know well about eufemism, ya itu ada dalam teori-teori semantik pragmatik. Kemudian ada floating maxim, itu ya Mbak Yulan ini meneliti tentang floating maxim ya. Kemudian ada Mbak Yuli tentang semantic analysis dan lain-lain. Ini Mbak Nadia tentang Post Malone Song, dianalisis tentang semantiknya. I hope that can motivate you, whether you will have research on teaching, literature, or semantic, yeah, it's free, yeah, based on your preferences. Now, to back up the attendance, saya akan sebutkan satu-satu sambil nunggu kalau ada yang mau ditanyakan ya. Mungkin tadi belum sempat saya tanya semua dalam proses perkuliahan. If you want to ask something, you may ya, sambil saya sapa satu-satu. Okay. Do you have questions, Mbak Farah? Saya presensi dulu. Oke, we have Mbak Farah, Mbak Adelia, Mbak Aina, Mas Andre, ya, Andreas Fabis Payung, Mbak Ayulna Dari, Mbak Sandra, Mbak Cika, Mbak Dia Astri, Mbak Diana Bria, Mbak Farida Tuloh, Mas Ibnu Bagas, Mas Indra Cahya, dan we have Mbak Leticia, Mbak Linda, Mbak Astrid, Mas Mugi, ya, Mbak Murti, Mbak Nadia, Mbak Niluh, Mbak Rati, Mas Sandi, Mbak Sri Rahayu, Mbak Stella Maris, Mbak Tisha, Mbak Vina, Mbak Vita, Mbak Yasinta Billy, Mbak Yohana Rafael, dan Mas Yusril Rama. Ya, itu yang sudah saya presensi. Do you have any questions before we close our meeting today?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
I don't think.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, if there is no questions, I hope you can continue with your study in other courses. But before that, you can prepare for the next meeting. Yeah, we are going to discuss about sentence utterance and presupposition. Yeah, preposition meaning, what is the sentence meaning, what is the utterance meaning, and extra will be discussed next meeting. If there is no question, thank you very much all of you. Tadi sudah saya presensi satu-satu. I hope you have a good condition during this week till we meet again, whether this is online, synchronously or asynchronously ya, kita akan mix. Kalau ada synchronous seperti ini akan saya share linknya sebelumnya. Oke, terima kasih. Sampai jumpa lagi ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.